Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am drinking a Diet Coke. And I just had some mustard-flavored pretzels, and they were really good. I've been eating pretty low-calorie the last week. I think I've lost about 7 pounds, and it is coming off big time. Okay, let's get started. First thing I noticed today was this tweet. This is from ISO 20022. The international standard that is designed to simplify global business communication. They felt the need to tweet out specifically about Ripple. Will Ripple's membership on the standards body lead to a wider acceptance of RippleNet in the banking industry? The question is the subject of an article published today by, who is this? That's something French or something. Quote, due to the fact that DLT is already decentralized and is anyway, they're tweeting this out, and it's an article on this, which I'm not going into. Anytime I talk about ISO 20022, I start to get bored, and I worry that my audience will get bored too. Suffice it to say that this is an international standard, and Ripple is making headway towards being the standard. That's what's important. Okay, I wanted to show you this. This is from XRP Yo-Yo. This is about Steve Mnuchin. It looks like another round of economic payments. The money will come very quickly. Listen to this.
Administration supports that $40,000 threshold, and if not, where it could land. Here's how he responded.
We do support another round of economic impact payments. In most cases, those are not checks, it's direct deposits, and we can get that into hardworking Americans' bank accounts very, very quickly.
Very, very quickly. Okay, here's another thing that I thought was interesting. You may remember this. I think I showed this to you about a week ago. This guy named Will Meade. I made my first crypto purchase ever this week, XRP Ripple. I know very little about crypto, but I believe a rising tide lifts all boats. So if Bitcoin goes back to its all-time highs, then XRP should as well, and that would be a 15-bagger, 1,500%. Well, this guy says that he's former project manager at Goldman Sachs, founded $1.4 billion hedge fund, Well, there's an article that came out today. Goldman Sachs claims no record of XRP investor Will Meade working there. A source at the investment bank cast doubt on the well-known Twitter personality's claims to have worked there as a project manager. So I don't know where this has gone or anything, but it was interesting enough to show you today. All right, moving along. Brian Melancholy, XRP. A couple of additional things happening in the Senate over the next 2 days, aside from Judy Shelton vote, and I'm going to get to the Judy Shelton vote here in a minute. Nomination hearing Hester Pierce. 2, winning the economic competition, Chris Giancarlo, witness for the hearing. So there's a lot of things going on this week, and I wanted to, let me pull this up. All right. So anyway, I want to show you this one now. Chris Giancarlo, this is from today. Remember, he's the head of the Digital Dollar Project. He also works for a law firm that represents Ripple. Digital Dollar Live, this was from today, actually. He said this yesterday. I want to show you some of the people here. You'll see a lot of people from Accenture, the World Economic Forum, Forbes, Fidelity Digital Assets, Chris Brummer from Georgetown. But this is the guy that Chris Giancarlo interviewed, and I thought that he had a pretty interesting resume. His name is Bob Bench. He used to be with Circle. I'm going to show you, one second. Let me pull up, see if I can get it to come over. This is, well, here we go. This is Bob Bench's resume. Right here, check out, it says Robert Bench. He was managing partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, deputy comptroller of the currency office of the comptroller, which that's what Brian Brooks does now, right? Remember that. He was assistant chief national bank examiner for the office of the comptroller. And let's see what else interesting in here. Advisor to the World Bank, advisor to the People's Bank of China, Bank of Indonesia, Central Bank of Bolivia, Bank of Thailand, Bank of Negara, Malaysia. I mean, look, member of the Bretton Woods Committee, advisory board for Georgetown. I think you kind of get the picture. This guy is the real deal, Holyfield. Here's the second part of his resume, where it shows he was at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He went to Harvard, deputy U.S. comptroller of the currency back in the day. Those guys just keep popping up. So here he is being interviewed on this show by Chris Giancarlo. To be honest, it was a very boring interview, except for one tiny section where he said a series of words that I've heard Brad Garlinghouse say over and over and over, where it relates to what Ripple is doing. Listen to this part.
Just wholesale selling. You have to understand what problem you're looking to solve. So the first problem, or the first thing that has to be solved if anyone's going to use a general purpose central bank digital currency, is throughput, right? Will this payment system be better than, say, credit cards? For most Americans, understanding that financial inclusion is still a major problem, the credit card works pretty good, right? And since COVID has come out, the use of, say, contactless payments has risen significantly. So can you build an architecture that moves faster than credit cards?
Okay, I just wanted you to hear that part where he said, what problem are you looking to solve? Let me show you. This is just 3 times when I heard Brad Garlinghouse use that exact phrase. Here's one, because words mean things.
Ripple has decided, instead of going very horizontal and talk about lots of different use cases for blockchain, we've gone very deep in solving this cross-border payments problem. As I mentioned earlier.
So, and then down here he says, we feel XRP is the only digital asset really poised to solve a problem at scale. Then down here he says, we can bring these technologies to bear in a regulated world to solve real-world problems that can really improve the economy. Over and over and over, we solve problem. What problem are you solving? We've heard that. I've heard him say that 50 times in the last 2 years. So, words mean things. Now, XRP Crypto Wolf pointed out another thing that the guy from the Federal Reserve of Boston said. He said the U.S. better be ready for future digital currency issuance when the day finally arrives to issue them. Work is being done on the technology front that will further the mission of the Federal Reserve Bank system. All right. XRP Crypto Wolf, who was on fire today, he sent me several things. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market increased in price along with stocks as the European Union agreed to a 750 billion euro stimulus recovery package. Since we live in our world of stimulus, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it's just piling up debt. All that matters is that they're stimulating, because that's the weirdo world we live in. Okay, XRP Crypto Wolf also sent this. Bank of Jamaica invites tech companies to develop and test digital currency solutions. Jamaica's central bank sees potential in CBDC for building efficient digital retail payment infrastructures to provide citizens the ability to send or receive payments. All right. Now, why is this Judy Shelton thing a big deal? For those of you that haven't been around, breaking news, the Senate Banking Committee, I'm watching baseball, by the way, while I'm doing this video. Baseball is on for the first time. I think today's the first time that live baseball has been on since this whole thing started. And so I'm watching, I watched a guy, he just hit the outside corner with a 91 mile per hour fastball. But I just saw a home run while I was sitting here. That's why I had to stop. The Senate Banking Committee has approved Judy Shelton for nomination to the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Why is this a big deal? First, let's see the announcement here.
I'll move to the votes. The clerk will now call the roll for the Honorable Dr. Shelton to be a member of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Chairman.
Aye.
Mr. Cotton.
That's their sound, not mine.
Mr. Rounds.
Aye.
Mr. Perdue. Aye. Mr. Tillis. Aye.
Mr. Kennedy, Ms. McSally, Mr. Moran, Mr. Kramer, Mr. Brown.
We don't have to watch all of that. I just wanted to show you that they were voting, and she ended up the vote actually getting the vote, and so she goes to the next step. Now, many of you out there are wondering, well, why do we care about Judy Shelton being nominated to the Federal Reserve? I like the idea of a gold back. Just listen to what she says. There's two videos that stick out in my mind as being relevant to what's important about her. I just saw another home run while I'm sitting here watching this. Okay. Astros are hitting home runs.
Would returning to a gold standard help the U.S. economy? Can you talk a little about your thoughts on that?
Well, I would say I don't see it so much as returning, but more of a back to the future.
Okay.
I think that what a gold standard stands for is monetary discipline for its own sake. That is, if money is supposed to be a unit of account and a reliable measure and a dependable store of value, it really shouldn't be subject to who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And I think that money needs to be stable and provide the foundation for productive economic growth. And when money is just a variable that financial markets toss around, or it's part of a derivatives formula, or it's part of someone speculating on currencies, it's not serving the private sector in the sense of providing that reliable unit of account so you can make plans. And under a gold standard, you did have that stability, and I think that's what's missing. And so I like the idea of a gold standard. I mean, it could be used in a very cryptocurrency way. The point is, do you have a unified money system so that when you talk about the international marketplace, everyone is playing on a level monetary playing field? And it's very important to have a rules-based approach. And that's why I'm advocating that we need to look at the virtues of a gold standard and try to come up with something much closer to matching those, and then I think we would have more solid economic growth.
Okay, that's one of the videos that where it really tells you, man, she's pro gold standard, pro cryptocurrency. And here's another one of the clips that's a great clip from Judy Shelton.
The overall goal would be twofold: to begin to reconnect U.S. monetary policy to the real economy so that productive, entrepreneurial, risk-taking, job-creating activity is supported, and to encourage America's trade partners to join us voluntarily in taking a small step toward considering new arrangements for a stable international exchange rate system to support global free trade and capital flows. Here's what I propose as something useful and constructive our Treasury Department could do, and do quickly. We could offer a Treasury debt instrument that included a gold convertibility feature. Why gold? It doesn't have to be gold. But since central banks in over 100 countries already hold gold as part of their international reserves, it seems a good, neutral reserve asset. And in my mind, a way to avoid political resentments. So
that's interesting. Now, for those of you that did not know, gold and silver went crazy this morning, and the reason they did is because I think it might be partially because they knew people knew the vote with Judy Shelton was coming up, but overall it's because of this crazy money printing and all that. I think everything has finally come to a head, and people realize how little sense what has been being done monetarily by these central bankers around the world for all these years. I think that the chickens are finally coming home to roost. Now, and at the same time, there are mass layoffs and all the different things going on out there. If you are one of those people who have lost your job and you're sitting there with a 401k, now remember, when you lose your job, if you've got a 401k or some other type of retirement plan there, you have to roll that. You got, I think, two options. You can either get another job and roll it to that other job, which that normally doesn't work, or you can go and open like an IRA at somewhere like iTrustCapital, and you can roll your 401k from the old job where you got laid off. You can roll it into an iTrustCapital IRA. And here's what's so cool. This is what I have. I have a Roth IRA at iTrustCapital. They've just added gold that's on the blockchain, so nobody can lie about whether the gold that is being bought is actually yours. It's on the blockchain. It's called Vault Chain Gold. But anyway, you can also buy XRP and Bitcoin in these iTrustCapital IRAs. This is what I did. So go in the description of all of my videos and you'll see you can get a coupon code. You can get 1 month off free when you open one of these. You don't have to have been laid off. You can just go and open an IRA or a Roth IRA with these guys without even doing it. But go in the description of my video. There's a link. There's all kinds of information about this, and go check them out. Definitely, because they just added this gold product. So you can you could take like if you had XRP, and let's say XRP went to $2 and you decided to sell out, you could sell it inside of that. Like in my Roth IRA, I could sell my XRP into US dollars, and then I could buy gold if I wanted to. And I've never even faced any tax consequences because it's in my Roth IRA when I did it. That is a big, big deal. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like. Did I say subscribe? I meant subscribe, and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family if they need to open an IRA or roll a 401k from a job after you've been laid off or fired or whatever. If you need to do that, iTrustCapital is the way to go. Go in the description of my videos. Thanks for listening.